Allison Stadium, filled to capacity in Orchard Park, New York. It's week 2 of the NFL. The Oakland Raiders and the Buffalo Bills. Our kickoff is next from Western New York.
CBS Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Two longtime AFL rivals. LaMonica, Bolitnikoff, Otto, Kemp for the Buffalo Bills, Cookie Gilchrist. All part of the long history, the Raiders and the Bills. And today they'll play in almost perfect conditions, about 65 degrees. There is a breeze out of the southeast, getting no higher than 10. Sunny skies here in Buffalo, New York. Last season's head coach Tom Cable fired in the offseason, replaced by former offensive coordinator Hugh Jackson. And for the Buffalo Bills, 59-year-old head coach Chan Gailey in his second season with the Bills. Flip of the coin, Buffalo won. They have deferred. And so Ryan Lindell, one of the terrific kickers in the NFL, will be booting it to Nick Miller, who is deep back. Jacoby Ford is out with an injury, and so Miller is back to retrieve it.
Great special teams in this game today between the kickers and punters for both the Buffalo Bills and the Oakland Raiders.
Key for the Raiders today may be their deep defensive line controlling the line of scrimmage. For the Bills, are they really as good as last week when they beat Kansas City and were almost flawless? Here we go. Miller out of the end zone to the 20. It'll be first down and 10 with the touchback. On this drive, the Buffalo Bills have got a pass to Nelson for 15. A 26-yard run by Spiller. Passes of 17 and 12 yards to Stevie Johnson. Now second and goal at the 6.
And it's Tyvon Branch matched up against Chandler, and Branch should have intercepted the ball. Cuts underneath, has the ball right in his hands. Goes through his hands into the hands of Chandler for a Buffalo Bills touchdown.
Chandler had 2 touchdown receptions last week in Kansas City. The extra point makes it a 3-point Buffalo lead. 4:48 to play. Back and forth we go. Fitzpatrick with his second touchdown pass today. Chandler, the tight end, reels it in.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Sprint. All together now. And by Walmart. Save money, live better. Walmart.
After the Raiders led 21-3 at halftime, the Bills came back with 21 unanswered to lead at 24-21. Raiders answered with a 12-yard touchdown pass to McFadden. The Bills answered that with a 6-yard touchdown pass to their tight end Chandler. And now you see it, 31-28 Buffalo. 2-1-0 teams. Lindell, the ensuing kickoff. Nick Miller for the Raiders falls. And out of bounds. Danny Batten. Last time they met, September of 2008, Roscoe Parrish caught a 14-yard touchdown pass from then quarterback Trent Edwards. With about 4 to play to pull the Bills to within 2. Lindell kicked a 38-yard field goal as time expired. The Bills won it by a point. George Wilson.
They're starting to isolate George Wilson a little bit. Had Marcel Reese on the catch for a first down, and now they flip it over to Darren McFadden for a catch against the safety.
is in the backfield on 1st and 10. They'll near the block at the left tackle, going deep for more. Oh, what a catch! Touchdown Raiders!
Wow, is all you can say to that. The rookie from Tennessee, Denarius Moore. Remember, Jacoby Ford out. Darius Hayward-Bay out. Lewis Murphy out. 3 top receivers for the Raiders out of this game due to injury, and he pulls off plays like this in the clutch for his quarterback, Jason Campbell. And Hugh Jackson not afraid to call the number of his rookie wide receiver.
With McKelvin and Wilson draped on him, the rookie from Tennessee, Denarius Moore. First career start today in the NFL. 4th reception, 50-yard strike by Campbell. And here is Janikowski. 3:41 left, and the Raiders are back on top. What a beauty in Buffalo. 35-31, the Raiders. Campbell going deep. Moore, the leap, and the 6. Spiller is at the side of Fitzpatrick. For a touchdown! Nelson! Buffalo is back on top!
They cross up the coverage. If you're look at McClain and see he comes inside as McClain gives chase for his coverage. C.J. Spiller in the backfield. And so you get the middle linebacker to vacate that area of the field. Easy touchdown toss.
Lindell with another one. Buffalo is on top by 3. Nelson with his 10th reception. Fitzpatrick with the touchdown pass, and on that drive, the Buffalo Bills converted 2 4th downs to keep it alive. The 4th lead change in this 4th quarter in a thriller in Buffalo.
They're expecting man coverage. If you're the linebacker, this is your key, but then Spiller out there. Wide open, chasing their coverage, C.J. Spiller. And he's happy. C.J. Spiller knew he was the decoy. But they pull the middle linebacker out of the middle of the field because he's chasing C.J. Spiller. Nelson comes underneath wide open for an easy touchdown pass.
The Buffalo Bills have scored every second half possession. They've had it 5 times. They've scored 5 touchdowns in a comeback which saw them down at halftime 21-3. Ryan Fitzpatrick, 3 touchdowns, 264 yards, converting 4th downs, and eventually finding David Nelson in the end zone on a 6-yard wide open touchdown pass. Oh my gosh.
Fitzpatrick.
Now you turn to the Raiders in 14 seconds to play. Oakland with a couple of timeouts. I guess you don't return the kickoff here to save time.
Absolutely. Especially when you have Sebastian Janikowski.
Leave it in, which they do. So 14 seconds, the catch by Rock Cartwright. Get it at the 20-yard line. Janikowski with his target line, and his long was just last week in the thin air of Denver against the Broncos, tying an NFL record from 63 yards away.
And with 14 seconds.
It'll be 2nd down and 10. Now the Bills have defenders back inside the 10. This is it. Campbell to the end zone, and someone caught it, but who did? Intercepted by Buffalo. grabbed on the play by Denoris Cersei, a rookie. And the Bills have won a beauty in Buffalo. Their home opener. In a roller coaster game, Buffalo winning by 3.
And Campbell had the arm. They tell you to bat it down, but this rookie, yes, he catches it. And you're right, it appeared as though it could have even been a tie between he and other offensive players. Several Raiders at the bottom of that pile. We know one thing, that ball wasn't on the ground. And you're right, Kevin. The rookie makes the catch for the interception.
We had 4 fourth-quarter lead changes. The Bills came back from 18 down at halftime to score 5 consecutive touchdowns. What a great game. Coming up for most of you, the New England Patriots will host the San Diego Chargers. Solomon Wilcox, Kevin Harlan saying good afternoon from Buffalo, where the Bills have won a thriller and go to 2-0.
That no one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. That no one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
There's nothing better than opening a brand new multi-million-dollar stadium with a victory. And that's what the Buffalo Bills had in mind when they opened Rich Stadium last week against the Joe Namath-less Jets.
Dwarfed by the dizzying proportions of the Buffalo Bills' new ball yard, the fans came to Rich Stadium for the very first time in the regular season to see their toughened-up Bills tangle with Al Woodall and the New York Jets. With a spectacular new showcase for his enormous talent, O.J. Simpson ripped around right end on Buffalo's first possession, setting up a 42-yard field goal by John Laypole. But that was the only score for more than 3 quarters, as both teams showed an inability to get into the end zone. The Bills, led by number 73, Earl Edwards, featured a rebuilt defense, which harassed Al Woodall and held the Jets at bay. Meanwhile, Buffalo is chewing up more than 200 yards rushing, churning up and down the field, led by O.J. Simpson, flashing the great Jimmy Brown's number 32, and looking for all the pro football world on this afternoon like the immortal Brown's equal. On this, the third NFL Sunday of '73, Simpson exceeded the 100-yard mark for the third time, gaining 123 yards and 24 carries, controlling the ball for Buffalo, protecting their slim lead. The Bills' offensive line is improved, and they may make good their promise of 1,700 yards for O.J. Simpson this season. But when the Bills deviated from their straight-ahead tactics, the Jets closed in, and Buffalo could do no better than 3 field goals, building a 9-0 advantage. But 9 points was good enough as the defense shut out New York until late in the last quarter when Al Woodall, subbing for the injured Joe Namath, hit Jerome Barkham on a play that many Jet fans would have rather done without, as Woodall had to be helped from the field after a 9-7 defeat by the Buffalo Bills.
O.J. Simpson, the big play is an every Sunday occurrence. It's expected. His trophy case is full, but O.J. Simpson still dreams of playing in a Super Bowl. Last week, the reigning champion Pittsburgh Steelers had Buffalo pinned deep in its own territory. The fired-up Steeler defense threatened to take the momentum away from the Bills. Instead, the juice evaporated the vaunted Steeler defense's mystique. Simpson said he wanted to show a few folks just how fast he really was. A repeat of the play shows how O.J. got the opportunity. Anticipating a line plunge, safety man Glenn Edwards, cornerback J.T. Thomas, and All-Pro corner linebacker Jack Ham bunched up in a short yardage defense. Ham and Edwards collided with one another trying to seal off the outside. Simpson capitalized on their over-anxiousness, beating Thomas to the sideline and setting the stage for a flat-out sprint to the end zone. On the day, the juice got loose for 227 yards, the most ever against the Steelers in the team's 43-year history. For O.J., it marked the 4th time he surpassed 200 yards rushing in a single game. The Buffalo offense amassed 434 total yards, 310 of it on the ground, the most yardage ever surrendered by a Chuck Noll coach defense. Wide receiver Bob Chandler earned his flying wings this season after playing behind Ahmad Rashad and J.D. Hill in 1974. His precision patterns and deceptive speed add a new dimension to the Bills' attack. The offense, once dominated by O.J. Simpson, now shows depth and balance, with other new faces like Buffalo's #1 pick in 1974, tight end Reuben Gant. Deservedly, on a day when neither its offense nor its defense did anything right, a Steelers special team provided the hometown fans with some excitement. Relief pitcher Joe Gillum rescued starter Terry Bradshaw in time to loft this touchdown pass to reserve tight end Randy Grossman. Gillum got his shot after starter Terry Bradshaw lost control of the Steeler offense and surrendered without a fight. Edwards recovered Bradshaw's giveaway. During the course of the afternoon, the fired-up Bill defense forced several Steeler turnovers. And through it all, Bradshaw and Edwards saw quite a bit of each other. The frustrated right-hander just couldn't find the range, so he went to his short passing game. And one of those passes went to the fifth member of the backfield, Earl Edwards. Mike Kadish's touchdown scamper contributed to a 31-20 Buffalo victory. The win avenged the Steelers' thrashing of the Bills in the '74 playoffs as head coach Lou. Second half, Baltimore coach Ted Marchibroda tried to restore his team's fading momentum.
Let's go now. We got to do much. We got 30 minutes in the game. You're going to remember all your life. You got it? You're going to remember this football game all your life. Now, damn it, let's get it.
The Colts battle back to score 10 more points in the second half. But unfortunately, the game will not be a happy memory. Simpson sparked one touchdown drive for Buffalo, and quarterback Joe Ferguson ignited another with a 63-yard pass to John Holland, number 80. Big Jim Braxton charged around in the final period to seal a 38-31 victory for the Bills. It was Buffalo's fourth straight victory, and for O.J. Simpson, it was just another routine day. 32 carries, 159 yards, all of them against a defense specifically designed to stop him.
We were running off tackle, basically. We're running to our right, which is what we run against everybody. And at first, they made a few adjustments and kind of kept us from running off tackle. So we started running wide. We started running sweeps, which hurt them very badly in the second quarter. Any team we play, they got to weaken themselves to stop us from running to the right. Those are our favorite plays, running right. And if they can stop us running right, they're going to be weak in some spots. And if they're weak in some spots, Braxton or Ferguson is going to find it and do the job against them.
Schematically, yeah, I think most teams that are doing joint practices, are probably doing a little bit more in practice than they are in the games. There's a fine line kind of in the preseason on you want to make sure that you're practicing all your stuff, but you also don't want to be, just laying it all out there, letting everybody prepare for you. So those practices are good opportunities to really compete against other guys and run some of your stuff.
How much do you feel like you have to play in the preseason?
I don't know. I mean, when they tell me to go play, I go play. And, I've played a lot of football. Obviously, love playing. So, whenever I get the chance to go out there and play, I'll go play.
With the new scheme, you got a new center. Do you feel like getting those live bullets is important to you? Or do you feel like you can get that work in?
I feel like we get a lot of that work in, during training camp. We run a pretty, pretty aggressive, tough ship around here. So we get some good action in practice. And obviously the practices we got with the other the last two teams too were really good for me.
Do you prefer maybe the joint practice thing and less of the focus on the preseason game?
I don't really prefer either way, to be honest with you. I just know that the work we get in those practices is great. Really able to kind of push our limits schematically and see what's working, what's not.
Based off those practices, where do you think you guys are offensively?
I think so. I think we still have, a lot of things to clean up, a lot of details, as does every team in the preseason. I've been a part of some preseasons where, I felt like we were lighting it up on offense, and then maybe the season didn't go that way, and then I felt opposite, where we're like, struggling to put points up, and then you go and put a bunch of points up in the season. So I think the biggest thing is that we got a lot of guys a great group of guys that are pushing to try and get better every day, and that's what it boils down to. Whether you have a great preseason or you don't, or a great week one. None of that. It's all got to be, pushing towards, peaking at the right time.
The running game and all, just so how it's coming along.
Yeah, I think the guys up front are doing a really good job. A big commitment to being physical and making sure that, we've got positive plays in the run game, and those guys have been doing it. And obviously we've got talented backs. When we give them the ball, they've been doing a good job.
What are you doing right now to rehab or care for your back?
Not much. I'm just practicing.
There's no, do you do anything? Is there any rehab?
I'll do a little core routine. You want to come do the core with me one day?
No, see, I'm just curious because, people are wondering if this is still related to the back.
Oh, no.
If there's anything
Yeah, no, I feel good. Cool. Thanks, guys.
So I missed it.
Yeah.
Do you feel you need some playing time this preseason?
Yeah, I said it earlier. I mean, like, when they tell me to go play, I'm going to go play. I played a lot of football. Obviously, I love playing, so anytime we go out there and practice, I'm always itching to get out there and play. But whenever coach lets me or tells me to go play, I'll go play.
And obviously, the new offense, but is, getting on the same page with deep routes, especially, how much time do you need with receiving? Marvin's not out there, too, or wasn't out there last week, too, so.
Yeah, I was saying, last week I got a lot of work with some guys that I didn't have a ton of previous experience with, which was good. And part of the preseason is learning and trying to get better as really it is all season. We're not trying to be really good at one point. We're trying to be really good for a long time. And I think, the more work I can give those guys, the better. And just excited about it.
Can I ask you one thing about the joint practices? Is one of the values of that is if you can work on what you want to work on. In other words, you might not get a red zone opportunity in the preseason game. You can set up whatever you and the coaches.
Oh, we probably lead the league in forced situations in practice. I would imagine we do. We're 2-point plays in the middle of practice. We're 2-minute. Here's a random 4th and 8 where you got to throw it in there no matter what. All that kind of stuff. We're put in situations all over the place. At any given moment in practice, and it's good. It's good to practice it and force yourself to be aware of those situations, when they come up.
The core work that you do, is that different? How different is that than what you've done in the past? I mean, is there anything that's added to the...
No, it's nothing too crazy.
And just to be clear, there was no surgery, you didn't need anything?
Good. I think everybody as a unit was able to kind of get into rhythm, so we were able to kind of sit in and just start chipping away.
What did you feel like needed to improve about the offense tonight?
Again, just finishing at the end there. But for the most part, everybody executed really well, I think, in the situations that we were put in. So, again, it's just little stuff.
You had a couple of deep passes there. What did you see on those plays?
Just matchups, and guys were running hard. Kind of you saw early in the game we were getting one-on-one, so I saw that kind of early in the game. So I knew when I get in, if we get a press look again, I'm going to let it rip. So.
How do you feel about where you guys are at 2 preseason games in?
Offensively, I think this was better for us. We kind of got in a rhythm. Last game was hard. You start pressing and stuff, and you get so many 3-and-outs, and just start making the little things too hard. And I think this time we were able to just kind of sit back and get going a little bit.
I know the final score wasn't indicative of a win, but do you feel like you guys took some big steps? And if so, what do you think were the most important steps you took?
I think so. Just as a unit, kind of getting again in a rhythm and able to kind of get through stuff. I mean, last game was pretty low bar for us, I would say. So everything after that was uphill. So I think we did a good job, though, going out there and being calm and executing the situations we were in.
How important is it that you guys do take steps in these preseason games, even though a lot of the starters aren't out there? You have the starting O-line out there for these 4 series tonight.
It's a long season, so everyone's got to be ready. And Coach always says that you're only as good as your weakest link. So there's injuries throughout the year, so all these young guys got to be ready. You just don't know what's going to happen.
I feel like I improved. I feel like we improved as a team. We look back over the film, and there's definitely more that we need to improve on, especially heading into this 3rd week. But I feel like as a collective group, we're able to target just a little bit more of what we need to work on.
What did you like specifically about what you guys did?
I feel like we had great energy. I feel like we fought back, especially towards the end. But a point of emphasis for us is we want to be a team that gets out early. We want to establish our dominance early in the game, and that's only going to come through hard work and just starting fast.
You guys have talked about turnovers being an emphasis for you. How did that play out?
Well, there were more attempts. We have guys starting to attempt to get the ball out more, and I'm just speaking just defensively, and that's definitely going to be something that we're going to look to continue to do into this next week, because you're only going to get it out if you try. And so our goal is to be around the ball more on defense and just hustle and get there and try to get it out.
What's different about this camp as opposed to the previous ones you've been part of? What feeling, I guess?
What feeling? Well, you know, I was here last year, and I would say this camp, a lot of guys are bought in. You know, you're starting to get an overall sense of guys buying into the system and trying to get better, not only at their craft, but bring other guys along with them. And it's not just the veterans. You're starting to see a lot of leadership, especially among the rookies, which is impressive. And you know, each day you just kind of see more continuity and just more drive together as a team. And I'm hoping that we continue to do that.
So you're seeing an across the board buy-in?
Sure, no doubt. I would say it's across the board, and it starts with our leadership. You know, our coaching staff on down, everybody's bought in, and we're just every day trying to just keep driving that whole team dynamic forward.
What do you think prompted that shift?
I don't know. I don't think I can tie it down to just one thing, but I know that behind the scenes, you know, in our meetings, we're talking a lot about making sure that team is our first priority. And so now you're not seeing a lot of just nasty competitiveness. It's constructive, and it's guys trying to build each other up, and it's refreshing.
The Bills make me wanna shout, kick your heels up and shout, throw your hands up and shout, throw your head back and shout. Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout, yeah, 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 yeah. Say you will. Shout it right now, baby. Say you will. Come on, come on. Say you will. Come on and shout. Say you will. Yeah. Shout. Buffalo's happening now. Shout. We're on the move now. Shout. The Bills are happening now. Shout. They're making it happen now. Shout. We got the spirit, shout. A lot of spirit, yeah. Shout. We got the spirit. Shout. Just watch it happen now. Hey, 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 hey. Let's go Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. The Bills make me wanna shout.